Hello guys, and welcome to another video today, this time for some more CRL highlights for the Spanish Grand Prix Season 4 of course, and it's the 4th round of the championship. We're in qualifying right now, and initially I did a run on the set softs, just try and get used to the track and in the session, but we set our qualifying lap time on a set of medium tyres, going for more of a one-stop race, which I thought would be like nothing to lose, because let's face it, I've known this myself, I haven't got really the pace to really compete for wins, and podiums are going to be like sort of like a win to me if I do get that podium. So I was like, here, I was like, let's try something different, let's try and do the one stop here as we go in the session for our final running session. I have initially, as I said, did an initial run on a set of softs, didn't set a lap time of course, I just did an out lap and then did another like a fast lap. But yeah, I didn't do anything fast, so our pace is not too bad around here. Spain isn't one of those tracks that I enjoy that much, and yeah, I mean, I'm not a fan of Spain that much. But here we go into the last corner. We're going and doing our only lap of qualifying pretty much. Get on the curb on the outside a little bit there, which loses us a little bit of round speed going down to turn 1. And yeah, practice wise I felt okay, not the best, but yeah, it's never been that good. Down turn 1, we're after the 100 metre board, a bit later than normal. We're bringing it out in 4th and now 5th. Could have short shifted a bit more faster through there and through this fast section here. I like this section. This first sector is actually quite amazing, but we've got a little bit wide though, a little bit too fast in that third corner. That loses us a little bit of time, but only 2 times down currently in RBZ. He's currently setting the pace, and we're just revving it out now. I do tend to rev it out a little bit more than short shifting. That's the way I drive. Down the second gear here, very difficult corner. I've always found it very difficult, and short shifting at the 3rd and the 4th and 5th, and that's been a pretty good run so far. And then the left right here, this chicane is very difficult to get right. It's short shift to 5th to get a good run. We do get the run we want here, and actually not too bad. Going into the fast right hander down the 5th gear, and that's it quickly before hitting the DRS, and that's been a pretty good run so far. And now braking here, I braked a little bit too late, and yeah, I didn't get to the apex as I'd like to, and that compromised my exit a little bit. But it's not been a bad lap so far, but this is where I lost a lot of my time, and this actually was my weakest sector. Sector 3 always has been my weakest sector, and then here I sort of like choked on the pressure, went very deep, and then here this compromised my chicane, and then I didn't get the exit I wanted from the chicane, and then the last corner I understeered wide, so then I didn't have to tie to line, and didn't have to speed through the corner, and I crossed the line, and it's near 21.7, so I had 21.3 in practice, so 4 times off, and that could have really boosted my grid position. But looking back on the qualifying times, it wouldn't make much difference. We qualified 10th, yeah, but we start 9th, and if I did like a 21.3, I still would have been where I am. So, being honest, it was the right strategy. You got also Surprise Met and Burnout doing the one stop as well. Looking to do the one stop as well in the race. So we're all doing the same sort of strategy here, and that makes some sense. And this is going to be basically a race between us 4. You've got the guys in front of us, you've got Obbs in the pole, and takes another pole, fantastic pole position for him. But here we go for the race now, and straight into it, no formation lap, just straight into the race, no issues. Burnout's right in front of me. Arctic actually was in front of us, but he actually lagged out the session, and we did try and write him back, but he didn't join back. So we're here, trying to do our lap here, and just waiting for everyone to ready up. It's taking a long time, and here we go. Anytime soon would be great. And there you go, we're going for 5 red lights here for the Spanish Grand Prix. Lights out, and away we're going. A pretty decent start actually. Again, our starts have been pretty decent to these league races. Surprise was literally all over the place. And we're going to try and go to the inside here. We're going to try and fly Burnout. Burnout's right on the right hand side. We're going to go to the inside, but we're just going to be cautious. Not going to take any risks. There's no point here. And you've got, Joe's a little bit slow on the exit there on turn 1 and turn 2. And we've got a pretty good run, and then we're trying as flat as we can, be as brave as we can through turn 3. Surprise is a little bit wide. We're going to try and go to the inside. Joe's right in front of us, and we have to brake really early for Joe, because she was early. We're down the second gear. That's the worst gear to be in. We've got a very bad run here, and we're going to try and cover the inside of Cyril Verstappen. We leave it a little bit of a space, but not much, and he went up the inside. There was no gap there. There was no possible gap there. He went up the inside. He didn't spin, luckily, but we still keep in 9th place. But now I was a little bit rattled from that. I just lost all concentration. Look at that, the exit on the chicane, very bad, very poor for me. And Burnout had a really good start. He was way up the orders. He was in a very good position. He actually just took the opportunities where he could at the start, but I couldn't, because I was getting bobbed down by Surprise Mare. Not Surprise Mare, but I got bobbed down by Joe. I got the inside of Surprise Mare, and I could have got Surprise Mare if Joe wasn't so slow into turn 4, but that's the way it is, and ultimately that sort of hurt us a little bit. But the soft runners are faster at this stage of the race. They will be, because of the faster compound, but they will have to pit earlier, and that's the thing. But also, all the time though, that penultimate corner, I could not go fast through it. I do not know why. It's strange. But now Cyril Verstappen's right behind us. He's looking very feisty. The slipstream is helping him. He goes to the left-hand side. We've had many battles with him before, and I was scared, shitting myself at this point because I didn't know how he's going to give me the room. We go up the inside. He's there. We literally give him a little bit of a nudge, and we leave the space just about. This is a great battle between me and him. At the time, I was not enjoying it. It goes round our outside. We're on the inside. We lose a little bit of speed, but we're going to try and go the inside of this. We're not quite far. We're going to try and go for it. He leaves the space very well. We're on the inside, he's on the outside, and great racing is lagging a little bit though as well. This was making me a little bit nervous at the time. And we're going to try and go around the outside. He tries to literally just nudge us off and try to go for the cutback. We didn't short shift quick enough to get that cutback. We've got a really good run here. We're very close to his rear end. We're going to try and go to the right hand side, go to the left, and the right part. Now we need a good exit here at the 5th gear. We do get a decent exit, a little bit of oversteer on the exit. Now the fast right hander down the 5th gear, and right behind him, oh my god, literally touching his rear end. And then we've got the slipstream. We're using a bit of a rich mix here. We go to the inside of Cyril Verstappen. We go for it. We get the move done. We lock up the front left, and we nudge him out very cheekily, and that's us into 9th place. That was awesome. A good half a lap of a battle there between, or 2 sectors of a battle for me and Cyril Verstappen. That was an awesome battle, but that lost us time to Joe, and yeah, that meant there was no slipstream for me. And if I had stayed in the slipstream in the early stint, I think that would have helped me race a little bit more and been up there more and being able to challenge a little bit more for better positions. So it's still in 9th place currently out of 11, saying our best lap of the race so far on that lap. But yeah, the guys in front of us have got away, and that really, yeah, it wasn't the best. I could have done if only I didn't make mistakes in the first couple of laps, I would have been able to keep in the slipstream of the other people in front of us. And that might have helped us. Surprised me is now down to 8th place. So it looks like the soft runners definitely are a bit faster at this stage. But now coming on to the end of lap 3, and then the chicane was my nightmare. I just couldn't get the run I wanted. And I think I didn't short shift enough through that last chicane. I think that's what hurt my exits a lot. I wasn't too confident, and yeah, this is the fast lap of our race so far on lap 4. But there's plenty of more of those laps coming out very soon. But we were very consistent in this race, and there's another thing that I've been able to get with this Renault. The car's very consistent at delivering lap time. We had it in China, and our consistency is definitely there. It's just unlocking the pace in qualifying. Come to lap 5, we're currently still in P9 now, and we are catching the group in front. So the group in front isn't getting away, so they're using their slipstream from each other, and we're doing a very superb job. And you see actually TSI Cow, she has gone very wide, and I know he was a bit ill in this race, and yeah, he's very ill. He was very ill in this race, and he's gone wide. He's let us basically through. Basically, I'm guessing he has some sort of gravel on his tyres or something, so there's no point in us fighting him. But we're up until 8th place, and look, we're not far behind the leaders, or not the leaders, but in the actual guys from sort of 3rd downwards. So 3rd is definitely in our reach at this stage as we cut that corner. Actually, I think that's what it was. I just kept cutting that penultimate corner, and then that just hurt my exit. But Cal is right behind us. Phoebe Ryken pits in very early, so as if those tyres are sort of getting up on him. And maybe that's what he is. Maybe he weighs his tyres up too much. But at the end of lap 6, we're still in P7. And we're catching Joe up. Joe seemingly struggling. I think the soft runners are now struggling on those tyres, and we've got better life on these mediums. But the mediums weren't the best at the start of the race. I did try the 2-stop race in practice. It worked quite well, but I noticed the hards were very quick towards the end of the stint, and I thought, you know what, why don't we try the 1-stop? And did the 1-stop in practice, it worked very well, but the mediums were very difficult. Not that great at the start of the race, they're a bit. But Cal's right behind us, and literally this point I nearly shut myself because I thought it was literally rear-ending me, but I think that was some sort of controller problem for him, and he's had to retire from the race. So it's an unlucky race there, and an unlucky race in China. Wait, no, yeah, okay race in China. But it is just an unlucky race for him. He was a bit ill, and his controller played up a lot, so that's unfortunate for him. But luckily we didn't get wiped out. That would have been interesting. But now, lap 7, people are still coming into pit zones. So this is basically the lap where people started pitting in, and they go on a set of mediums, and I believe it was a medium stint for them. I didn't try that might have been the fast strategy for me, but we're up into P3, and we're right behind the top 2, which is Burnout, my teammate, and Surprisement. And right now, we've caught up to Surprisement at this lap, and we're doing a superb job. I think he actually disconnected prior, and we've actually got a virtual safety car, so a VSC has been deployed, and that slows down the race a little bit. I think there was some sort of collision. I think it was WCI Kubica, I think. That might have been who it was. But now coming on to the end of the VSC, it's ending now. We go racing. We actually get a really decent restart. We literally just spare as quickly as we can, and yeah, good restart. And burnout, you know, towards the end of the stint actually. On the medium, we were actually very pacey. We had a decent pace towards the end of the stint, and that was very interesting. Maybe it's a characteristic of mine. Maybe I'm a bit better on my medium tyres towards the end, or maybe the tyres towards the end of the stints, perhaps. But we were catching up to burnout. He was and the leaders, which was good. Pace was decent on these medium tyres. But now I pit in, and yeah, basically because I had a bit more wear. I was in the fight with burnout. We were talking about strategy. He told me to pit in first. My tyre wear was better. I think he had like an extra 5% on his tyres or something like that. So we pit in with surprise me. For a fresh set of hard tyres to the end of the race. So 19 laps was easy. It was achievable. We did 20 laps in practice, so very easy. A slow stop from Renault though. That was a very mediocre stop. In China, the team did a very good job. So yeah, we come out in the 7th place behind, in front of Sarah Verstappen, which is good. I don't want to be held up anymore. I didn't want to get held up at all, and we joined in 7th place behind surprise me. And it was just a matter of trying to get used to these hard tyres. And I knew from practice that the hard tyre was an interesting tyre. It basically got faster throughout the stint, and that was the main thing as we're entering sort of the midway point of this race here. And this was actually after this stage, I think this was a very boring thing. If you go, oh my god, 4 wheels off the track, you just understood why we go for our fastest lap of the race so far. And this was actually, we did actually 2 consecutive fastest laps as the yellow flag is still out for Callum's collision, which is very odd. This game does really. I question this game so much. I mean, why are yellow flags still out there considering there's no debris? If the safety car wanted to be deployed, then it should have been. But also another thing to say is Cal left the session, and we get this thing when people leave, the host changes, and unfortunately we had Cyril Verstappen as host, and after Cal left, therefore that meant that the connection went to Nana and back, and people started lagging out. So wasn't the best for connection this race as a result, and we're going to try and fix that, and hopefully the host next time round won't leave if they have a collision or anything like that. But this is actually another very good lap from us so far. We already did the fast lap prior to this, and a little bit of reverse on the exit of that fast right-hander, and we're up a little bit here. And these hards were just, I think they just throughout the stint they got faster and faster. As the fuel burned off, they got faster. Lap time was coming, and it was actually a really good. These hards were really good. I actually really enjoyed driving these hards. Though, the start of the stints, so the first 2 laps were a bit mediocre, but then once you got used to them, they were okay. Into the last chicane now, which has always been a problem. A little bit of frame rate drop there, but not too bad. And here we come to the last corner now once again, and it's going to be a faster lap, and it's going to be a 23.9, I think. Yeah, something like that. I think it is, or something like that. 8:23, and it's not too bad. So we're catching Joe up. He's got the pit again, so we know that 6th place is pretty much consolidated. You know, I knew that 6th place was done and dusted. Very earlier on, and Joe has to pit again, so he can be a whole step behind, and we don't have to pit again. So I knew I had the pace to beat Joe. Obviously, he's yet to pit, but he pits in this lap, and we were again once again these hards were consistent, the mediums were consistent. We were very consistent hitting the 24s all the time, which is very good. Very decent pace from us. We're now in 6th place, so Burnout's in front of us. He's quite a long way ahead. But another thing was actually I was struggling through turn 3. I kept understeering, and like in practice I never had problems with turn 3, which is very unusual. I don't understand why I was getting the understeer. It was very, very interesting. But then more people now are pitting. We've got VBR Raikkonen into the pits for his last of the day. He's going to go on for another set of medium tyres, and that was very good. That's us into P5. So right now we're in this provisionally. This is basically where we are, and we've got a fight for this P5. And next up around, Sarah Hamilton comes in as well, as we're heading to the next lap, and you see Sarah Hamilton is in the pits now, and he's changing over to a set of tyres. But now VB Raikkonen is faster. Actually did a 23.5 on that lap, our fastest lap of the race so far. I think that was actually our fastest lap of the race. We're now in 4th place provisionally, and right behind Burnout. So Burnout's doing a very good job, and this actually wasn't one of his best tracks either. So for Renault, this pretty much was done implementation, but I kept turning it early, and I just couldn't get the grip for turn 3. But in practice, Burnout was having the issue that I was having, but in here I don't think he was. So that's interesting. But now VB Raikkonen's right behind us, and I knew he had the pace. I tried to fight him, but I sort of knew that he was going to get past us very easily, and I just didn't really fight him too much. I was going to try and hold him up a little bit, but I sort of knew my destiny that both him and Hamilton was going to pass me, and go try and go up the end of the right, and he leaves the space. Very nice of him, very gentlemanlike. I could have gone for it, but I think it just we would have collided, in my opinion. But we stay with him, but he gets away eventually on his fresher sets of mediums, much more faster at this stage of the race. And now Sir Hamilton, we get a bad exit for the chicane, and he's on us once again, and here he comes. He's in the slipstream, he's in the DRS now. It should be an easy move for him, and here he comes up the inside, and it's a move done and dusted for him as well. So yeah, down to P6. This is where we are, this is where we've been for the whole race. Joey's right behind us. We get a kind of corner cutting warning. We didn't get any penalties. It's like China. We've been very clean. Actually, I think even Bahrain didn't get any penalties either. So we've been very clean with our driving standards, apart from Australia. But now, come to lap 31. This actually was our fastest lap of the race, I remember. Not the other one. And it's slightly faster than the other one. So the fact that these hards were going faster even towards the end of the race, that was very impressive. And this actually was a very good lap for me. Really, the car felt really good. I got that third corner pretty spot on there. And the car was very good. You know, I enjoyed it, but Spain has never really been one of my tracks, you know. And I think, yeah, Spain, I don't think will ever be one of my tracks. And that's it, really. I've had some decent success around here in the past, but yeah, I don't really, with my pace in this game, I just don't really have it. I think also we missed out at the early stint, being sort of held up a little bit, and by oh my god, it's Joe at the start of the race, and that sort of hurt me from getting the slipstream. I made a couple of mistakes as well from that, and that really killed my race, as we really are on it on this lap. We're really improving. As VBR is up the road, they're not really getting away too much, but you know, and you see we're in touching distance, but RB's dead, she's just gone. So you know, it wasn't as if we were really slow in this race. We had pace, it's just that we couldn't utilise the pace because we weren't with the pack. That was a hard idea. And slipstream is a big thing on this game. It really helps you to get some pace, and when you're not in the slipstream, you're just going to lose time. But we'll go across the line now. This is actually our fastest lap of the race on lap 31 at 23.5 once again. So really good lap there, really solid pace. And these hards were just nice to see the pace and see a tyre just improve over a distance was also cool. But now we've got some yellow flags in front of us, and I believe VB Reichlin has actually lost the car and he's gone. And right now, I knew he had a 3-second penalty. So the gap was down to like 2.1, I think, or something like that by the end of this lap. So I was like, you know what, we can get P5 here if we can just push on. And obviously, if he span out, I assume his rear tyre would have been absolutely cooked. And here, we come into the last lap now. This is the last lap of the race. And in front of us, we'll see it now. And he spins, he's lost the car, and he's gone. And he tries to reverse back on the track. And I actually just brake and did not risk it, because on this game, the ghosting system is so poor. I had to literally just lift off and was not prepared to go flying in there and risking my front wing to go to Narnia. But he was actually reversing on the track, and we're up into P5. So that is really solid points, a double figure points position. And I'm like, oh my god, this is awesome. And considering what sort of race we've had a very poor race, but our tyre wear was at 72%. I was like, you know what, this last sector kills the tyres. So I was like, you know what, just let it go, just be as fast as you can. RBZ wins the race in dominant style, off the back of very difficulty races at China and Bahrain. And now here we come into the last sector, and this is it. We've hooked it up very well, and we're going to come home in P5, and what a reward, what a gift to have, considering we were in P6 for the whole race and in lower points positions. That's P5. That is really good for the championship, and I am very impressed with that indeed. So very good result for us there. Rapidz wins the race from surprise from there. Burnout got the podium for Renault, so really good demonstration for him. He wasn't comfortable going into the race. Sarah Hamilton actually came fourth ahead of myself in 5th place, and then Vibia Reichlin and oh my god, Sherry in 7th, and Sarah Verstappen in 8th. So that was the order. Really good double podium for Renault, really strong points, and that boosts our Constructors' Championship big time. And the standings for the race will be at the end of the video, so for both the standings for the drivers and the Constructors' Championship as well will be at the end of the video. But guys, that was a superb race for us. Good points, a good reward, very lucky with those points, and on to the next one at Baku, which I've never league raced like before. So looking forward to that league race, and we'll see how we go. Thanks guys for watching, and be sure to leave a like, subscribe for more racing content channel, and I'll see you very soon. Bye boys.